Okay, that's enough stalling for time. Let's go ahead and get this shit show on the road. If it sounds like I'm a little under the weather, it's because I am. But nevertheless, let's let's go ahead and see if these guys are awake. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, perfect. Are you boys ready to suffer?
I'm ready for death.
Yes, Dad. I'm ready to fucking just take it. Thanks, Bryan Mullins The Fox.
That's fucking terrible.
Bryan Mullins.
But you wanna know what else is terrible? Cheese pizza. That's pretty bad.
Very much so. So much so, we're going to be going over this in great detail. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. So, to add a little more context to what we have going on here, maybe I should change the view for everyone. Boom. Done. Okay. So, for a little bit of an introduction of what all we have going on here tonight, we will be talking about a video and reacting to a video that was put out today by a person known as Bryan Mullins The Fox. Bryan Mullins The Fox is a prolific believer in whatever the fuck he comes up with. One of the most famous things that he is known for is, one of them is being like an avid follower of the Lio Convoy drama, like having problems with Lio Convoy ever since, like, I don't know, maybe a year or two now. And there's a whole can of worse to that.
Oh, yeah.
But from what he is more so known for is his belief, documentation, research, and I don't know if it's advocacy. I wouldn't say he advocates, more in the lines of holding faith in the delusion of, or warn people about, as just said, about a trend that happened in the last like 20 years, known
allegedly
as
the roast game.
Correct, the roast game. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the roast game is a ceremony in which, in lieu of Thanksgiving dinner, the regular source of like meat, where you would have either a ham or turkey or in some cases fish or whatever, you would eat the ass of a disobedient child who did not believe in Christmas.
Literally, not sexually.
Not sexually, literally. Like, you would kill a child and somehow a party of 12 to 15 dinner guests would subsist off of the ass of like one child or two.
Just one ass.
And get this, he believes and wants everyone else to believe that not only that, but it was all covered up. But there's evidence to prove that it exists. He has had video series after video series. I say series because it's not just one video. I'm talking catalogs of videos going over the numbers and everything. Now, here's the fun thing about him is that there's so much information crammed into these things that to go through and debunk all of it is a Herculean task by itself. And I've only ever seen one person bother doing it, and that was Gallagher. Gallagher Memes. Shout out to Gallagher Memes. He's a funny dude. Wish he'd upload more, but other things have to take precedent right now.
Shout out to him.
What could be more important than learning the truth about the roast games, man?
I don't know, but that's not the main thing he covers. Gallagher's makes funny memes. But a thing that most recently happened with Bryan Mullins the Fox is that he believed someone who didn't have any proof, and he ended up getting burned for it. So, another thing about Bryan Mullins is he tries his best not to be seen as a locale, despite doing everything you would expect from a locale. Like to one, denying that he's a locale, to falling to the same pattern of, mistakes that get him more attention as he goes, and even liking and thumbs upping his own posts. Now, if anyone who's watching this actually remotely finds any of this interesting, they could very easily go find Bryan Mullins by looking up Bryan Mullins The Fox on YouTube, and you will get at least 3 channels. There are more channels he has available. He also creates music. But we won't get in that tonight. We might be visiting that for later, but we have other things on our plate we have to get to first. And the first one we're going to get into today, or tonight I should say, would be this glorious piece of excrement that we are going to be dining on for our roast game dinner tonight. If I cough into the mic, because I am indeed sick, like I said.
Wouldn't it make more sense to eat the fattest ass in the room? We're going by the logic of the roast game. It makes more sense to eat like a horse's ass. Wait a minute.
Or a cow.
Never mind.
Yeah, it would make sense to do that, but the problem you're not looking at is this is all like part of the cultural fabric of being a Christian, apparently.
How many children have you eaten as a Christian?
No comment. No delicious comments from this cannibal. I mean Christian.
Intake.
Anyways, without further stalling for time, let me just hit this button over here real quick. Okay. I'm pretty sure our audio levels and everything are fine. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, I did put a filter over this and I changed the pitch because I am not running the risk of this motherfucker trying to strike my channel because he got his fifis hurt. And if you want to see, well, he can't possibly be that fucking delicate. I'm about to show you otherwise.
Yes.
I'm about to show you. I'll show you.
We'll show you.
He even has a, hey, look, you fucking already
Hello,
put a fair use thing up
everybody.
here.
I am Bryan Mullins The Fox, ready to prepare you with what's to come. So, this will be a long commentary where I do research on a topic I've never touched upon before. This will definitely be separated into chapters. Let's get to the chapters. Number 1, Introduction, which we're already in. Chapter 2, How Desensitization is the Cure. Chapter 3, the problem with the bullet as a supposed cure. Chapter 4, the difference between pedophilia and crimes against children. Number 5, the truth about parenting when it comes to protection against predators. Chapter 6, banning child porn makes it more lethal and dangerous. Chapter 7, legalizing all porn is the one solution that renders pedo hunters and even parents useless. Chapter 8, why arguing that we should kill all pedos is harmful and futile. Chapter 9, rant segment. And finally, Chapter 10, finale/conclusion. Now, let me explain to you how desensitization, in only this specific context, is a good thing and the cure to all things pedo and predator. I'm anti-pedo, and I am disappointed in the
I
generic...
really want to fucking blow his brains out.
In
You already-
Minecraft.
No, in real
Oh,
life.
fuck, I had to fucking...
Chapter 8,
Oh, there you go.
why arguing that we should kill all pedos is harmful and futile. Chapter 9, rant segment. And finally, Chapter 10, finale/conclusion. Now, let me explain to you how desensitization, in only this specific context, is a good thing and the cure to all things pedo and predator. I'm anti-pedo, and I am disappointed in the
Okay, let's see.
generic-ass response to how they see pedos and predators. They would rather idolize a murderer than ever for the life of themselves let a pedophile/predator jerk it to less harmful CP, get desensitized to it
Less
themselves,
harmful
to where
CP.
even they don't hurt children or even want to come near children and find themselves more comfortable with getting help, therapy, and they will never...
Okay. So we're gonna take a small like nip here. So we're already like a minute 30 in to this right here, and his claim is then that the overall goal would be to legalize CP in order to desensitize people who would enjoy that material to the point where they would want to seek help.
Or
No, that's
Or you
it.
could-
There is no or in this world. That's what would happen.
Okay. If we
this
were
is
to-
already stupid. We're not even into the thing, and he's already got annoying.
Is it the voice
Okay,
or is
so-
it
No, just him.
just him?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
'cause
in
he's like,
logic,
So I think Vapor, you're coming a little muffled, but
Ah, Jesus fucking Christ.
you're good now.
How's that?
That's fine.
Okay,
But
so in his fucking logic, in order for people to stop, we let them hurt people, in this case kids, and then eventually they'll get bored and stop. Well, obviously this man's never heard of Epstein Island.
No.
this man also does not know how porn industry works. If you legalize child porn, it would not give pedophiles help. It would just normalize pedophilia and cause people to fucking consume more child porn.
He's obviously never heard of Giggly Goon Clown, but let's continue on with our suffering. We have like I don't know, like 44 minutes ago.
They will never need to do any of that either ever again or never once in the first place. The truth is, it was never about getting rid of pedophiles and predators. It's about how to prevent them from being monsters to begin with and how to properly treat them, so it's more useful than just therapy alone. It's about parents being responsible enough on not just how to raise them, but not to be such lazy deadbeats, having to rely on police and government to do the rest for them. It's not about stigmatizing mental illness like everyone on the internet really seems to do or want to do. And to be honest, I am part of the problem. And you wonder why people are starting to say that
I don't like that line.
pedophilia isn't a fetish. And you
Yeah, I
wonder
don't-
why people are gradually
I don't like
considering
that
that
line either. I'm
pedophilia
part of the
isn't a
problem.
mental
Oh, no.
illness. Because they want to run away from emotion. They want to run away from being responsible enough. Away from being
Okay.
Literal Mr. Girl energy here. Hey cuties, guess what I just got done watching?
You know, I can help the pedophilia problem. Okay, so what you do, you get a bunch of pipes and you fashion them into a handheld, and you start giving them their metal prescription
Well,
directly into their
no,
skulls.
Vapor,
There you
didn't you, aren't you listening? He said that doesn't work. That doesn't work. And he's going to tell you why that doesn't work. Just as soon as we get to that part, that's a very long ways away. Okay, for some of the screenshots he has up here, he has the sources. He has the sources to his claims that help him with this. And we might go over those if we haven't lost all of our brain cells.
Spoiler alert, source. I made it the fuck up.
No, he's got like fucking Wikipedia as a source in here. Let us keep going.
away from being responsible enough parents and influences on children and society altogether. They want to run the fuck away from being the reason why pedophiles shouldn't be near your children. Desensitization is the cure because not all sexual predators are child predators, but those that are don't need to be exploited by the government, law enforcement, or even predator hunters in general by giving them what they want by baiting them to pretend that they can come near children, or minors, or young adults pretending to be minors or children, only for them to know that the more porn they watch, the more desensitized they are. And the more desensitized they are, it's dramatically less and less likely that they need to even exploit or hurt actual children / minors to get the same satisfaction that's disgusting and depraved that jacking up to CP gave them, or would give to anybody in the first. If I told you that the government sexually
Okay. So to reiterate what Bryan just said, he's still going with the idea and the claim that legalizing this depravity will lead to the decrease in people preying on children because they would get bored of it. And the problem is, I think he's thinking about regular people in the same way he sees himself with losing interest in things. But that's also a lie in himself. Well, he's already hasn't lost interest in the freaking roast game. He hasn't lost interest in dunking on other people because he dunks on other people in this video. So he doesn't understand the concept of it's just it's a video here, it's video there, and then it just gets off the rails as it keeps going on to where you end up doing something incredibly monstrous to another human being.
The issue with his argument. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Vapor.
You first. He's first.
I was just gonna say that the issue with his thought process is that if you're gooning at pornography, you're not fucking gonna get tired of it. How many people have you fucking met that have said, "Oh, man, I just masturbate too much. I'm bored of it." No, they goon to something that's worse or more depraved or weird. Like, oh, normal stuff's not helping them. Better get to the feet or underarms. And now it's just gonna be fucking more depraved child porn instead of just fucking whatever the fuck he thinks is going on in his head.
I don't
it's not like eating ice cream, okay? Like, you don't eat ice cream like, I ate too much of this. Like, you don't. It's not like that. Like, we're talking about material like this. Like, people up the ante when it comes to media. It's like when people like those edgelord YouTubers watch gore. They don't just stop at car accidents. They have to keep fucking upping their ante in order for their fucking sick enjoyment, and that's what's gonna be fucking what's happening in this weird fuck world Bryan Mullins wants.
Oh, most definitely. Let's continue.
In the first place. What if I told you that the government sexually exploits far more children than a child predator ever could? We rely on the government to do the rest of our job for them when it comes to protecting our children from these very predators. How come it's only a bad thing that predators exploit children, but not bad when the government or law enforcement, the ones we trust to protect and serve, exploit children themselves? How come it's only a bad thing when predators do it, but also not when parents do it? How come we only care to weaponize stigmatization and child porn being illegal against those who consume pedophiles and predators, but no one the fuck else, even children/minors themselves, even if it means the fake-ass porn not even hurting them? Because if and when we humanize pedophiles/predators, we understand what their problem is in a more humane way. Because if we desensitize and destigmatize humans with a fetish, and a fetish of that with a self-contradictory desire, we can treat it in a much easier, non-abusive way. These monsters are no less human than you and me. They're not even any less human than we are as a society.
No, they're pretty subhuman.
Okay,
they're pretty subhuman. I don't know what it's on about.
Let's unpack what he just said in this situation. That that every single system put in place in order to protect children is at fault for every bad thing that happens to a child. Well, that's not incorrect. That's an oversimplification of a problem at large.
Yeah, because the reason why those problems happen is because there's pedophiles in those fucking things. It's not because the system's necessarily fucked. It's because we have a fucking pedo issue, and so pedophiles will do everything to get near kids.
I think his thought process is already severely flawed because the fucking government shit, yes, the systems might fuck over some kids or whatever, but not having them isn't going to make it any better. It's just going to make it worse for kids who might get helped by the system. Just fucking, oh man, let's get rid of all these systems in place to protect kids from getting harmed. What option will they have if the government's not fucking going to help them be in the care of someone who's literally abusing them?
Yeah, and the shit about how he's saying, oh, well, why is it bad when a when a pedophile does it, but the parents and government can do it. No one's ever fucking said this argument. There is not one fucking person who has ever said it's okay for this person to do it, or for that person to do it, or for the government to do it. No one's ever said this shit.
It's not okay at all.
Vapor.
They're
I
all
think you
pedophiles.
just need to have more empathy.
You
I'm
gotta
gonna
have.
kick your ass.
My only
Education.
question. My question, not really question. My only statement is, why the fuck are furries like this? There's always
Why
furries.
can't they just have sex with the fictional cartoon animals and go their weirdly well-paying job and just go to bed? Why they gotta be like this?
Always fucking got something to do. It's always got to do with fucking kids or animals. I swear, they can never just be normal.
Nah, not in this
That's
economy.
yeah, man.
Not in this economy.
Not in
Yeah.
this economy.
Speaking of
Gotta make you
speaking
Maybe-
of like being into animals and whatnot, Sasha LaFleur from All Dogs Go to Heaven.
All dogs go to heaven.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ
Bryan
almighty.
Mullins had his sexual awakening to this fucking cartoon dog.
He
And
Not
he
even
even wrote a
Lola
fan
Bunny.
fiction about it.
He wrote a
Not
song
even
for
Lola
her.
Bunny.
And a song for the fan fiction.
Boing, boing, boing,
Christ
boing, boing,
almighty.
boing.
My blood's gonna taste like hot red
Okay, do
wine.
you think Bryan Mullen? Do you think Bryan Mullen is like? How should I say this? Okay, not just Bryan Mullen. Do you think furries? Okay, remember when back in the day, the worst thing a furry could do is like do inflation art? You think a lot of those furries never really stopped, and now they want to like bang animals and eat kids? You think that's what happened? You think it stopped being fun because like the depravity just kind of kept upping the ante, and now they just turn into that over there?
Oh, 110%. Like you start out with like, oh, this is neat, and then like there's so many avenues for like depravity that get opened up just from that one aspect. When it becomes their whole personality, then there's subsects. You have like the freaking diaper fetishist. You have people who fetishize like inflation. People who fetishize eating each other, like either whole or gory. You have like
Oh,
just
yes, Lord.
different layers of depravity as you go. And some are more tamer than others, to where some are just outright destructive, if ever, done in real life.
Yeah, like fucking these guys who fucking like Guro, if they fucking did that in real life, they'd be literal murderer or dead.
I mean,
Yeah, that's why I'd rather them just have Guro, but the problem is, then you just become Bryan Mullins, and now you're advocating for fucking CP.
The only
Humans
way
can't handle shit, that's the problem.
the shit spawns of one or two places. Like y'all said, either the degenerates who can't fucking control their urge to goon, or someone who literally got like hurt. That's the only two choices. Infinite a circle of abuse or porn addiction. That's what everything in life falls down into.
more or less. Let's keep going.
No, what, isn't it addiction? Yeah, let's keep going.
As a society, we would get rid of these pedo rings / predator circles without having to rely on the FBI, CIA, or law enforcement to bust them down. Porn in general has an inverse effect when it comes to...
Hang on a minute. Okay. Zeno, could you read that, please?
See here. Let me full screen it. Conclusions. Considering together
Conclusion.
the available data about pornography consumption and rape rates in the United States seem to rule out a causal relationship, at least with respect to pornography availability, causing an increase in the incidence of rape. One could even argue that available research and self-reported and official statistics might provide evidence for the reverse effect. The increasing availability of pornography appears to be associated with the decline in rape, whatever the explanation. ...
Okay, what the fuck does this mean?
What he's getting at, I think, he's trying to conflate two different things with like, oh, the rapes have gone down or whatever with the porn to, oh, that means the fucking the kid rapes will go down. Surely, pandering to people who want to hurt and destroy the lives of the most vulnerable of us. Surely they'll stop at just the photography made by destroying these children's lives.
You know, just like the roast game, Bryan Mullins has the most shortest view on everything he brings up. Like the roast game shit, right? Like he doesn't fucking make sense of like the death toll there would be, right? I don't think he can fathom what his little weird world would create long term. I don't think he can fathom like the idea of a fucking child being mentally scarred, growing up to have their own kids, and then scarring those kids. I don't think he can fathom in his little retard brain anything because his fucking little retard brain can't comprehend anything unless it's a fucking dog.
Damn. I'm going to share my screen on stream, real quick, with the what you call it, the study in which that this comes up, so that people may see it. And I can share it to you guys if you so wish.
Sure, bud.
Okay, hang on a minute. I'm putting it in VC text. Here we go.
Science Direct. Okay.
Okay, so this is a study that goes hand in hand with the idea that since the legalization and the availability of pornography has actually contributed to the decrease in violence.
I don't know, man. Like, I mean, Pornhub got banned in places. You don't see me, like, going nuts and robbing banks.
Well, that's the thing, is
Because I can rob my own porn.
to where there is a measurable, like, difference between one end to the other, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the contributing factor. There's other things to hold into account with that. Because you have, like, society, you have, like, tighter laws, you have more police officers, you have more,
shit like Me Too.
Yeah, you have, like, more people being held accountable. You have cameras on every freaking street corner. You have people constantly being on a surveillance state. It's like, you can't
have, like, a culture of believing anything, like accusation wise too. So
Yeah, like, you think anyone's gonna? I'm too scared to have consensual sex, man. Like, I'm scared I'm gonna say hi to the wrong person. Yeah, this guy's stupid. But then again, he doesn't talk to women. He talks to dogs. What the fuck would he know?
Hang on a minute. The difference between actual incidents and self or officially reported incidents is not known. Under reporting, prevented, where a rape victim knows or is related to their attacker. Okay. Crime declined since the 1990s. Crime declined. Early 1990s saw a dramatic decline in the number and rate of criminal offending, a trend that was generally continued into 2009. many judiciaries.
There's also like a chance that like rapes could go unreported because women do like some women do like
Not
are
reported.
ashamed to report it. You know what I mean? Because that does happen. Yeah, like there's that factor. You know?
Like, this guy's whole fucking thing is flawed. Fucking, there's fucking places where the age of consent is low. That's not stopping kids from being hurt. That's not fucking stopping whatever. That's fucking causing people to fucking sex tours to fucking places where they can get away with hurting kids.
He brings that up too. He brings that up later on this video.
Christ Almighty!
We're not out of the realm. We're not out of the water yet, boyos. It's gonna get a little bit worse as we go. Y'all can pick at that.
a little weird.
I feel like when I get through this, I'm gonna hate this guy as much as I hate other locals.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you when I listened to this ahead of time, and I wanted to get you guys your genuine reaction to it, because while listening to this, I just walked around all day with like a freaking scowl that got more and more sour as this video continued, and I was like, I want to hurt him. But I'm not gonna. He's
getting on that plagued moth.
God.
Also, I think the put plague moth to shame. At least plague moth barely hides it, and it's thinly veiled, and you can see it through the wet napkin. But this shit's just
barely trying.
He's asking for it, man. He's asking for it.
It's like the
I hope he goes to jail.
Yeah, we have a lot more to go through. So let's see if we can't power through this, because it's already 10:30. We got an hour or so before we can think about cutting the stream off.
Rape rates in general.
Sorry,
so
Daddy.
It's not just in this sort of sector of porn. It's any porn in general. If we would decriminalize all porn, including CP, and not the dangerous type of it, the predators and pedophiles wouldn't feel like they're taking a risk or making a business out of it illegally. And hence, they would be less likely to want to come near your children in general. Prohibition of anything, let alone this kind of shitty material, doesn't work. Because it only makes people want to do it more, and they would even need to create these rings because of it. Prohibition of alcohol created the mafias of the 20th century. The gradual prohibition of child porn created more and more of these rings of absolute monsters since 1977. And they want more of this because it's the only reason they would have any use for any lazy parent at all. Predator hunters practically use themselves as a self-suppository against this very idea. What's the point of being a predator hunter when even trying to get rid of them seems more predatory? Going after a predator and ruining their life is no less predatory than a predator molesting a child/minor. The problem isn't that if we desensitize ourselves to this porn and legalize it all, that it would make themselves more dangerous. If anything, the opposite is true. Now, it's that the more they're desensitized to non-dangerous CP, the type of porn that isn't dangerous, and the type of porn that's fake, the less likely we would need to worry about protecting our own children, or at least how it's treated, in this case, for which the actual problem is not that consuming CP at all makes you an automatic threat to children. It's what you've done in your criminal past towards children that do. Because the truth is, it's addiction to more and more dangerous forms of child porn that's the problem. Not that they have any CP at all, even the type that's not dangerous and won't hurt children. The more they are kept away from the most dangerous part of it, the more that kids can keep their innocence and keep predators at bay, because parents at that point have given themselves a better opportunity to raise kids not to be compliant, not to be obedient, but to make mistakes so that they don't have to even remotely worry about making them again. And other people who are anti-pedo in general that would ever have to boil this shit down only to make non-arguments against the legalization of all porn means that when parents get lazier and lazier, and this kind of porn remains somehow illegal, even when consenting minors don't matter, pedophile rings are allowed to exist by default for the sake of it. There is a reason why pedophiles in certain circles are allowed to molest children until it's seemingly convenient not to anymore. Only because they got caught. Like priests, shepherds, and other people that get high praise when nobody knows or suspects what they're doing to their own children. It's because they don't care. It's not the wolf just looking for its prey that we need to be worried about at all. It's the shepherd they fawn over so highly. They may wax poetical about how they feel sorry for them, and how if we didn't have all this child porn or pedophiles and pedophile rings, that this wouldn't happen. Stigmatizing mental illness and believing the myth that people with mental illness are more likely to commit crime or be violent, as opposed to the parents actually being the ones to blame. The reason why they don't care, I'm talking about the parents, is that they assume that since child porn's illegal in general, that it makes their job of having to protect their children less dangerous, when the complete opposite is true. It's the parents' fault that their kids are being groomed, diddled, raped, or in the rarest case ever, murdered after being raped. It's because parents are lazy as shit. And if there's any cure for it, I know what isn't, and we're about to get into it.
You contribute nothing to society. You're just taking up space.
Oh wow, you're so questioning the funny, Bryan Mullins.
Be with someone like you.
Wow,
The problem with just saying that pedophiles should be shot.
Okay, so that was the end of the first part, which let me reiterate what that was. So that was going into how desensitization is the cure. Okay, so that was that, and what he had said overall was that if the parents have become too cozy in the idea that the systems in place that, you know, men and women have died for to protect, and people put their lives on the line to uphold said laws and attempt to prevent these things from happening, that it's not enough, and that it's lulled everyone to a false insecurity. And that's ultimately the parents' fault when something terrible occurs.
Look, I'm not gonna lie.
I disagree with that heavily.
A lot of parents are dumb, don't get me wrong, but like, it's unrealistic to always be there. You know, you gotta fucking bring money, or else your kid's gonna die on the street. And I don't think someone who doesn't have kids should be telling people who has kids how to raise their fucking children. I know I know that argument gets annoying sometimes, but I'm not gonna fucking sit there and take advice from a furry who's advocating for child porn and saying shit like consenting kids. Like, no. You need to die, buddy.
The thing about the you don't have kids, your opinion doesn't matter thing isn't because, oh, they don't have kids. It's because your fucking thought process changes when you have a kid. You can't be a selfish fuck and be like, oh, it's the parents' fault, so whatever. You're gonna be like, okay, this is fucking my kid. This is everyone's kids. We gotta protect them, man. You can't just blame everything on the parents, because sometimes they're dumb, like technology-wise and like safety-wise on the internet. But fucking kids get snatched up all the fucking time. I don't think it's the fucking parents' fault that some fucking random fucking whatever person.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cite statistics or whatever, but fucking, it's not their fault that their kids get fucking kidnapped or hurt.
I mean, he would want to make that argument, and he basically has here. And I have okay, so preparing your child for the inevitability or the possible scenarios that come with existing in this world is a very daunting task. And he goes on later to saying what needs to be taught to them in order to get them acclimated for like a situation that a child should not be in. And I don't think...
Yeah, like...
I honestly... okay, so... when I hear this guy argue and make these claims that this is how this is going to fix everything, I don't see it fixing anything. I see it getting way worse. And the only way that I think that this would actually help is if you had a stranglehold on it and everybody had to submit their government-issued ID in order to actually view any of this content. And you would basically be setting it up like fucking Minority Report. Because everything that exists as it does, like, you can't convict someone on a crime they didn't commit or thought about committing before they've actually done it. And I don't think giving basic, like, okay, so, not basic, but think. Because I'm hot. I'm hot for a minute. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of heated. How do you not be? How do you not be?
I don't even have kids.
This guy is
I don't even have
literally
kids
like
on
Reddit atheist Maxman.
Oh, most definitely. But
this Maxie sometimes. It's not Max Win, that's for fucking sure.
Maxine. Okay, shit. No, Waiving, okay, when he says non-violent and non-harming forms of child porn, or CP, he's talking about Cub and Shota and Lolly. He's talking about, like, the fucking baby steps of depravity.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, the fucking beginnings, and then you become a pedophile.
And he is under the idea that if you just give them that, or give them stuff that's, like, procured from a consenting child, that would, like, that's enough. You know, just beating your fucking meat to some shit. That's gonna be enough. Okay, so I got a question for every single incel that's sitting out there in the world. When you sit right there and you log into fucking Pornhub and you put in your fucking government ID to go see someone else bang another chick that you only like glance at while going through the supermarket, like, you know, like stores and whatnot. Do you feel satisfied?
I'm just saying his whole fucking argument is flawed because when he's talking about fucking like the Shota, the Lolly, the Cub, whatever. Oh, if they gave him that would stop it. Well, fucking, I hate to break it to him, but like that shit's already like legal in like a lot of places. That's not stopping the fucking pedophile problem.
Hell
fucking
no.
Stuff is all fucking legal in like almost all of the United States, and the United States clearly got a pedo problem.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Like,
that's not what it's up to.
The part we are about to get into, because we have to go ahead and get started on this. This part is going to be not that long. Some of these parts aren't that long. It's just that the video itself is like 56 minutes long. This next part is called The Problem with the Bullet as the supposed cure. He has these things, and like when I change my use quotes. So, yeah, apparently the whole adage of got a problem solver and his name is Revolver actually makes the problem worse somehow. Like, go figure. Let's find out why that is. We got about maybe 7 minutes of this.
How can I be with someone like you?
The problem with just saying that pedophiles should be shot if they go near your children is that you don't know who you even allow or allowed near your kids to begin with. It's not the pedo's fault that he or she is going near your kids. It's the fault of parents like you who made it impossible for them not to because you relied on the government and law enforcement to make child porn illegal. It's like saying you should shoot the angriest drunk that's trying to hurt or kill you because back in Prohibition he couldn't get easy access to safe-to-drink couldn't get
Okay, I'm gonna pause right there because he's saying that's like saying shooting the angriest drunk that wants to kill you wouldn't save you.
Bryan Mullins has not. Bryan Mullins has never been in a life or death situation or outside.
Oh no, he goes on walks. I'm gonna go ahead and let you in a little secret about Bryan Mullins here. He doesn't have internet at his house. He has to walk. His father, his caretaker's father, does not allow internet in the house because he knows what his son can get up to. But his son goes to the freaking library and gets like public Wi-Fi.
Oh boy.
Hey, look, we got Fox Azure in the chat. Also,
we need
I
fucking.
almost showed up, but
We need a.
not to.
God,
That's crazy.
we need to find which library it is.
It is somewhere. It is. I don't know where, and I'm not gonna. As much as I don't like this dude,
I'm not saying we tell the library, hey, there's a pedophile using your computers. I'm just saying, I think we should not do that, okay? We should not tell the library, hey, can you ban this guy? He's out here fucking advocating for child pizza. We shouldn't do that. No one should do that, guys. wait, that's not, please.
Okay, so his argument, he should have just stopped with the weird stuff as soon as he said, like, the first line. Because if he kept it at the line of, the problem is you don't know who's a pedophile, you could argue that. Because you really don't know who's a pedophile. Someone who's your best friend that you've known for 20 years, fucking that guy could be a pedophile. The woman you love and care for and have been in a loving relationship since like high school, and you fucking you married her in like fucking 20 years or something, she could be a pedophile. Your mom who loves you, anyone in your life can be a pedophile. He should have just left it at that.
Yeah, like okay, see that's a good argument. That is a good argument. The only problem is he's saying killing them won't solve anything if they haven't done anything, and it's like, you're right, that doesn't make any sense. But if they have, and they are, and they show signs of intending to, and your child tells you that this happened,
You kill him.
I mean, you could. There's a
I'm not sure the law.
There's a song about this. I think what I'm gonna do is I'll play that song when we're all done here. I'll play that song as the outro, and we'll be on our way. So let's go ahead and finish up this part before I have a fucking aneurysm.
couldn't get easy access to safe-to-drink alcohol, and not the bathtub gin he or she is alcoholically afflicted by. It's not the alcohol that's the problem. It's not that child porn in general, and I'm not talking about the dangerous type of it.
Shit, hang on.
It's just a mass of
That's the
people not
problem.
having
Hell, it's not
self-control.
even that pedophiles in general are the problem. It's that prohibition doesn't work and is the problem. Prohibition also stops them from getting comfortable and desensitized enough to stop, get help, and get on with a better life. Addiction to it is the underlying cause of this problem. And without desensitization in this context, it will only get worse. If anything, banning all child
Bryan
porn
Mullins
permanently
is
will also
18.
permanently
How the
make child
fuck does he know
predators
what
impossible to get rid
prohibition
of
is?
without law enforcement or government. Not that we really or should need them to begin with. And the innocence of children will continue to get compromised more and more because what's stopping us as opposed to stopping them? They will permanently close the door on fixing an issue as opposed to actually solving it. That's why they don't care about even their own children. Because just like their adult form, they're too stupid to get the difference, but too quick and dishonestly motivated to notice that they're wrong. They permanently shut the door on anyone critical of their complete abortion they would call a quote-unquote justified
Something your mom
policy,
should
so that
have
nobody can criticize
Really
a
right.
pedophile or predator. Because if we stop them before we stop
Okay, real quick, do you guys want to have Fox Azure on?
I mean, sure. I
Yeah.
don't care.
Okay, I'm going to have to start a different chat. Hang on a minute.
Alright, Spaz, I got a
okay.
question. Did this guy bring up the argument later on about fucking cobalt and lithium and shit and chocolate?
No.
I'm
I'm
surprised.
surprised. I really thought he was about to hit us with the trying to consumerize fucking like pet porn of like kids and compare it to chocolate and shit like that other guy, Losh.
Man, his mom should have been aborted.
Okay, I'm going to pop over to this other call real quick.
Yeah, Daddy.
Wait, wrong one. Wrong one. Let's see. Okay, there we go.
Balls.
Fox, you
Oh.
sober?
Okay. Do you read me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You dare come to our sneezing
Oh, yeah,
feed?
we can hear you, man.
Okay, splendid. Now we're checking. Okay, I'm not on push to talk. Splendid. Okay, we have open communications. Hello, everyone. Hailing frequencies open. Fox Azore here. How are you guys doing?
Doing
I
fantastic.
want to kill myself.
How
good as you can
how
be,
sober
Kevin.
are you, Fox?
Sober enough to speak to you guys. What is going on?
We were going over.
I pray.
Go ahead, Vaver.
I would actually. I have had enough of this. This has happened twice so far. Knock it the fuck off. Figure the fuck out how you're gonna fucking talk to. Yo, you. I'm here. You're talking to me. All right. Now figure out how the fuck you're gonna talk to me. I'm sick and tired of y'all niggas talking over each other. Figure it the fuck out.
Okay,
I'll
Lio,
wait.
calm down.
Bitch. Yo, I'm older than him, and I'm cooler, and I'm sexier.
Well, I
The
sound
pictures have
just like him,
answers.
so
I'm
I'm
so
cooler.
fucking confused.
Well, I'm actually. Have you seen what it looks like? Have you seen what I look like? I'm actually fucking sexier, dude. Like, so whatever.
I don't know, man.
Listen, y'all get back. Listen, I am the omnipotent being. You figure out how you will speak to me. I'll wait.
I'm so fucking confused.
Then shut up, woman. Stupid bitch.
I am a man.
Sorry, dude, it's a woman. Like, holy shit.
I
you
literally have a
her yet?
penis.
She belongs in a collar. Wrap her up. Tie her up. That is where she belongs. She does
I
not.
literally have cock and balls.
Holy fuck! The woman's talking! Shut the woman up! Nobody wants to
Bryan.
hear you! Shut your whore mouth!
Sir, I have a cock and balls. I don't know how to break it to you, buddy.
Woman!
No, butt break you.
Shut up!
It's
Shut
the
up,
year
woman!
2024.
Don't care.
Women can have cock and balls now.
No, I was born with these.
Yeah, so are they. It's called a feminine penis.
You did a good
Fuck up. I'm gonna beat you with my cock and balls.
Masculine fucking voice you got there, bro.
What? What? I
Dude,
don't have
shut
to
the
do
fuck
shit.
up and get the fuck out of here. I actually am sick of you, and I'm waiting to ask my question.
Motherfucker, I'm the co-host.
Shut up, woman!
Fox, ask a question.
Okay, thank you, sir. Anyway, as I was saying, Spaz, how are you doing, sir?
Doing great until we got the stream derailed.
Yeah, I know, and I apologize about the inconvenience, but I just want to ask you a real quick question. You
Okay.
do realize that this whole Lio business is just a ruse, right? I'm not saying Lio's innocent. He is not. He is absolutely guilty. He absolutely belongs on the spot. And a real man would be able to answer for a question when put on the spot. This is why he is not a real man. You do realize that this is actually just a ruse. Yes.
Who is it benefiting though?
I mean, yeah, it was a fair thing. It's making him look like a retard.
I'm a lot. I said enough. I'm done. But I will say, in my own, for myself, for my faction, for where I come from. Okay, I will say this. Fuck the remnants of the Fox Mafia. Nerf is a clout chaser. And you guys are cool. I actually support y'all. You guys are good. And one more thing. Fuck Lio Convoy. All right, that's all I'd say.
And hopeless peaches.
Yeah, and no. Oh wait, no. Thank you for reminding me about Peaches. I just want to drink her fucking tears for a minute.
God.
Holy shit. Was that fucking cathartic to hear that woman? I'm sorry! Dude, she was sucking a fucking snot out of her fucking sinus cavity. It was hot. Fuck you fucking cunt. You deserve to cry. You deserve your tears. Fuck you. Listen to me, guys. Listen. I got a bunch of
I'm scared.
that don't even know who the fuck I am. All they know is you got a drunk fucking fox in your fucking stream. But I'm going to tell you this, though. Listen, Hopeless Peaches willed death, and if you come to me on Discord, I have the recording. I have it encased in a perfect little bundle. I have a recording of Hopeless Peaches willing death upon me. After having never met me. Does not know me from Adam. Doesn't know who I am. I'm nobody. Right? Nobody. I hope he gets ran up by a bus. Yo, nigga, I ain't never fucking met you and you fucking wish I'm getting run over by a fucking bus. The fuck is your problem, bitch? Hey, cut! Come here, look me in the eye. You know something you want to say? You know something? No, none of that. Blocked, sealed off. You are not allowed to speak to me. You have been sealed away. I hope you get hit by a bus. You may never speak.
I think he's like really drunk.
Do you think that is something that an adult would do? I want to ask the audience. Come on, guys. Do you think that's something an adult would do? Yo, hey. Like the defects, Hopeless Peaches. I'm the drunk, crazy fox. Yo, I'm here. Oh my goodness, Spazador's got the fucking crazy drunk fox on his stream. Talking about Hopeless Peaches, saying he should get hit by a bus in the road. Whoa. And then saying he was resentful about it. Wow, what the fuck? What's the audience have to say about that?
Audience?
We have an audience?
Dead ass.
I can help you with their response.
Yo, Spaz, sir, you have as much of an audience as I do. So do not worry.
Our audience's response is this.
And you notice, sir. So yeah, dead ass.
The response was my balls still itch.
My point is, this woman willed death upon me, and I did not know her for my whole life. That is what hope is.
One moment, I guess.
Indeed.
I'm sorry. Could you say that again? I apologize, man.
Vapor said,
Something. Woman,
woman
moment.
moment. And I said, indeed.
Oh, I apologize. Vapor is that your name, man?
Yeah, that's my username.
Okay, I apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah, do what you must. Do what you must.
Okay.
Anyway, you guys can kill me whenever the fuck you feel like it. I actually just want to come on here and say, fuck Lio Convoy, fuck Hopeless Peaches, fuck all of them. They are all cowards. They are all little bitches, and I am stronger than them, and they are all afraid of me.
Hell
And
yeah.
that is all.
Hell yeah,
You're
brother.
goddamn
Yes, sir.
You're goddamn right. Sir and man, thank you for your support and allowing me to come on here.
No problem, man.
All right. Well, listen, man. My B, all right. Can I peacefully sunset already? I don't want to waste your time, guys. I don't want to waste your time, y'all. So just kick me, when you're ready.
Okay.
Peaceful sunset. Yeah. I love you guys. I love what you do. Y'all, I'm watching your shit, Spazdor. I love what you're doing. And hey, y'all, dude, we all moving on. All right. And that's what matters. That's all I can say about that.
Okay, man. Well, we're gonna hop back over to the Sneeden feed, and we're gonna try to finish this up.
Yes, sir.
You have a
Kick
good night
me
now.
out. Yes, sir.
Boy, howdy.
Yeah, that happened.
I have became so disoriented from that, from the whiplash that I had sustained, that I forgot how to traverse my own server.
Yeah, me too.
That was
I
Fox
was
is
about
sure,
to start
everyone.
reviewing bitches.
He is just
Give
as
him a
sober
round
as
of
my
applause.
stepdad 20 years ago. Okay, back to our regular scheduled headache. I need to share my screen again. Fuck.
Yeah.
The Mox Queen.
Dude.
Hell, we might not be able to finish tonight. We got like 30 more minutes, so we can actually spend on this.
I mean, we can just get as far as we can.
Well, we'll at least get to a certain point, and we'll listen to his conclusion, which is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I mean,
So around 20 more minutes, we're gonna listen to his conclusion, and we're just gonna get a kick out of that.
Predator, because if we stop them before we stop ourselves, we would have no crime to commit, as much or if not more than we would have criminals to throw in the slammer to and for anyone who believes wholeheartedly that this is the only cure to it was just the bullet and nothing else should just stop and say no. Just no. We are the reason these kids are even alive. The way we indirectly influence children is the same reason we directly influence pedophiles and predators. It's too much of a mistake and a hustle to permanently solve the problem of child sex predators to know that the reason is us, the parents, the internet, and human beings that live on planet fucking Earth, and us alone. Child porn, most of it, excluding the most dangerous kind of it, is not the real reason why they want to rape children. It's despite of it, because child porn is still mostly illegal. That's the problem. And if we keep doing this by banning child porn permanently, we'll make it more and more dangerous, and more children are gonna die as a result after being raped or compromised and not murdered after being raped by a molester or a pedophile/predator.
Let me try something real quick.
He's like, oh, if we let them have what they want, there will be less crime. I don't know, bud. If you pay attention the last couple of years, we tried that with a different group of people. It didn't work.
Oh hell no, it didn't work.
Yeah.
That's Zeno's edgy comment for today. Brought to you by.
Yeah, and now Walmart has to leave.
Now Walmart has to leave. Indeed. I wonder if I make it a tad bit faster, can we still understand him?
Hello, jingle, 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 jingle.
Let's find out. Oh shit, I moved it too quick. Moved too far. Fuck.
Real child predators can only exist while the pedophiles that are non-offending don't get to get away.
Can we understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I just sped up his voice a little bit because doing the pitch and whatnot for the copyright strike thing really doesn't matter too hell of a lot if we can just go a little faster. I'll be lucky when this fucking cough is over. God bless America.
Or whatever the fuck it actually was,
Well,
albeit
this is not
without children having to
transformative.
ever understand fully how sexual education works, which is wrong, but doesn't really harm a child in any real significant way, other than disagree. We can deal with pedophiles and child predators in a safe and non-abusive way, have instead resorted to accusing anybody that they disagree with of being pedophiles falsely. Why wouldn't they do that? Why, for the life of me, do they really want to believe that by their own logic that porn is real, as opposed to it being the fiction it is? Because at that point, saying that child porn, or the kind that doesn't really hurt or harm any children or minors, has to be real in the sense where they are being sexually exploited, as opposed to having used them inappropriately
Well, yeah,
for
'cause
fake
they're real
naked
kids,
sexual
retard.
position or posing sessions, or whatever the fuck it actually was. Albeit, without children having to ever understand fully how sexual education works, which is wrong, but doesn't really harm a child in any real significant way, other than just generating a culture of ignorance surrounding sexual education. To assume that porn is real is to give that kind of porn power by making it illegal, even if and when no child or minor was harmed in the production of it, and hence why it's treated like the bane of society, while people are giving rape porn a pass, even if no child was involved.
Wait,
Rape porn in general is fiction, and needing to believe that it's real means that the real child predators can only exist while the pedophiles that are non-offending don't get to get away with their degeneracy. The only solution for parents when it comes to not having these preds near their kids is stop being so damn lazy and stop being the reason this happens, because people like you contributed to child porn being mostly illegal. And with that being said, let's get to the history. Even the strictest laws against child porn permits minors
Moses is the
16.
type of guy who would say, it's your fault for getting your house robbed. You should have just stayed in your house.
Okay, I didn't know where he's coming from about the rape porn. People do like that shit on like the hub and stuff. They like that's one of the reasons they had to fucking take everything down is because it was happening so much, along with the children thing.
Yeah.
Well, the fucking rape porn
and,
exists mainly because it's one of those. It's like, you know, that right there, the existence for that right there is good proof that that we're like, you know, dealing with the freaking levels of depravity just getting worse.
Yeah, because, like, people got hurt in that, and that's basically what CP is. That CP is literally just, like, rape porn, but it's, oops, all rape porn. There's no way to make that okay. There's literally no way to make that okay.
Like, I don't exactly understand. Well, I guess solely because it's so fucking late for me and whatnot, making it hard to freaking deal with his fucking dumb ass. But it is very difficult to see things from his point of view in order to make a structured argument against this situation, other than saying it's completely and utterly bullshit. Like, how would you, like, okay, so in the part that we just got finished listening to, he was saying it is the parents' fault for not wanting their children around people who are suspected to be pedophiles. Like, a good example we'll have here is our good friend Empress and/or Tibbs. or plague moth or literally other like sick, degenerate like locale that's been like doing shit around kids or with kids, but hasn't done anything physical. As a parent, you are the first and last person was gonna have to say of who is around your kids when they're of like a young age. So if you are paying attention, you're not gonna want them around, say, those individuals. So the whole entire idea of it's just your fault for having biases, I'm like, yeah, because who the fuck wants to allow that to happen to their kids?
I can't believe it. I'm trying to protect my kids. Well, I guess I just lack empathy.
But he would say that the kids getting preyed upon is the parents' fault because they contribute to the porn being illegal.
You know what this sounds like? You know what this man's entire argument sounds like?
Projection?
Yes, and it sounds like that joke where people say, there's no such thing as pedophilia, only sexy children.
Jesus Christ.
That's what he sounds like. He sounds like it's everyone's fault, but the actual fucking adults that prey on minors.
Pretty much. Well, Zeno, got any thoughts before we continue?
No.
Okay.
No thoughts, just like him.
Okay, so we could, this next part is called The Difference Between Pedophilia and the Crimes Against Children, with an exclamation mark.
Man, this reminds me of someone.
I mean, reading the other ones that we could go through is the truth about parenting when it comes to protecting against predators. Now, I can actually tell you real briefly what that one is, so we can skip it. That is him stating to tell kids as soon as they are able to comprehend sexual interactions, give them sex ed. And by what age I'm talking about, he says 5 years old.
That's disgusting.
Because apparently just telling your kids stranger danger or letting them watch the freaking Sonic Says, like, kids, there's nothing greater than being hugged by someone that you like. It's like, but if someone tries to touch you in a way or a place that makes you feel uncomfortable, that's no good. No, apparently that's not enough. You gotta tell them how sex works, how sex is, what to do for sex.
You see, what he's gonna do, he's gonna ask you if you want some candy. Just kidding, not in 2024. They'll ask you if you want a V-Bucks. And then he's gonna put a burlap sack over your head and kidnap you in his van. That's all I'm gonna go with that. But that's how he wants parents to be like. I'm not gonna go with
that. Is a fucking porn addict.
He has a weird analogy in that part where he's talking about euphemism for pancake mix. Like, if you don't show them how to make pancake mix, they're just gonna go somewhere else to learn how to make pancake mix. So you might as well get it out of the way. I'm like, where in the world, in what situation, in what world would a 5-year-old, knowing how the sexual motives or operations of the adult body, of the human body, ever be a practical thing if they're not fully developed enough to actually engage in those activities?
Does Bryan Mullins not even know what a fucking kid is? Does he think it's just an object?
I don't know.
He's acting like kids don't have emotions. He's acting like these kids aren't fucking humans.
It's like he is under the impression that if a kid wants it, they're gonna go out and get it. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, the day I see a 5-year-old who wants that and can comprehend entirely what that is, is the day that I know that the end is right around the corner, and I cannot wait for it to get here.
No, we're already getting there if you pay attention to the certain mafia group.
This is making me depressed now.
Well, a little digit.
Let's continue making ourselves depressed. How about that?
Sure.
Nothing new.
Be allowed to make porn of themselves, but at the same time forbid them from doing so, even when there's no harm in the production, and even if consent doesn't matter. The government and law enforcement try to have it both ways, and it only shows that it never works, prohibition never works, and child porn laws have no effect and make no difference when it comes to protecting our children. If we got rid of these ridiculous laws and standards that don't make any sense, it would only have a positive effect against predators and real creeps. Now let's get to the truth about parenting when it comes to protection against predators. Now let's get to the history of...
I don't know. But he just advocated for children to make their own porn for distribution.
I'm sure these kids are doing it on their own accord, and no adult behind the camera is pressuring them to do this. No,
yeah,
never.
totally.
There's
It's not like it hasn't
pedophile
happened on
behind the
YouTube
camera.
before. Yeah, it's not like a YouTuber. It's not like YouTubers do that to their kids all the fucking time or anything. Not totally not.
Action against predators. Now, let's get to the history of child porn being illegal. But before we do, I will let you all in some historical pretext before 1977. Then we'll get to what led to the first anti-CP federal laws. But before we get to how odd it is for one law to be passed before the other, let's get into how human trafficking became a political issue in the 1900s. The true problem that made child pornography most lethal is human trafficking, much less child sex trafficking. And I'll get to how fucked up calling child rape child porn is later in this chapter. Bear with me. But let's read a somewhat adequate reading of the history of the sexual exploitation of children, according to Women at Risk International. The U.S. history...
Okay, so he's saying right now that equating child trafficking to child porn is not appropriate and doesn't help the argument. Now, the problem with that is one often leads to the fucking other. You know, you can't, the purpose of doing one is to possibly make the other one happen. That doesn't make any fucking sense, you know? And
Bryan Mullins thinks if you take one part out of the machine...
I'm going to skip... Sorry, Abraham. I'm going to skip over this part because it serves no purpose whatsoever. Because he wants to talk about like how one law against child trafficking was made, and then a few years later, the law against child porn was made. And he thinks it's weird that one didn't become before the other.
I'm not too
Do you just think laws are supposed to happen in a certain order?
I'm not too shocked that the laws came after or whatever. I mean, fucking the age of consent in America used to be a lot lower than it is now.
Yeah, and now it's not. And we live in the modern century, and not fucking what Bryan Mullins thinks of the fucking no drinking, the no drinking, the no drinking. I saw it, guys. The murderous alcoholics trying to kill me, but I let him do it because that's bigoted if I did.
You know what? For the hell of it, since it's like we got like 20 minutes left, and I've already had my fill of this shit. I'm not gonna make you guys suffer through this like any more than we have to. So there, like, for anyone who wants to go watch this shit, if I fucking feel so inclined to make myself suffer further, I might do like an actual breakdown video where I just do this solo. But as it stands right now, I'm tired and I don't want to hear fucking Bryan Mullins' mouth much longer. So we're gonna go ahead and skip to let's see, near the end. Why arguing that we should kill all pedophiles is harmful and futile. And then we'll finish up with the rant and the conclusion, because that's where the fun shit is. And that will be at 41 minutes and 29 seconds. So let me just get that timestamp real quick.
Ooh.
I gotta change the pitch back. Hang on a minute. Come on.
If I was this man's father, I'd fucking be disappointed. I'd fucking kill my son.
Oh,
If this was my son, I would beat him. Not like domestic abuse or child abuse level, but good old fashioned corporal punishment.
Corporal punishment.
None of this sissy prissy.
I don't know, man. Like if I heard my son say this, I wouldn't even call him my son. I just call him a stranger that lives in my house, and then I proceed to kick him out of my house because he's a stranger, and I'm Mexican, and we don't talk to people.
Yeah, that's how it be sometimes. Okay, so I'm at the 40-minute mark with this thing, so let's go ahead and finish this up.
Manner and a matter of life or death, to where even the children can be able to say no to the predators without having to ban the faintest bit of child porn that hurts absolutely no one, not even them. The less that children are dependent on these predators for that first-hand sexual experience.
Okay, so the part I skipped over with this, at the very end of this argument, he's stating that killing all pedophiles doesn't fix any problems, and he's saying that children will go to these pedophiles to have sexual encounters.
Oh yeah, because I totally was doing it as a kid. What the fuck is he on about?
Like, one, I don't know what... he's going with the idea of saying... Okay, he's going with the idea that a child will be groomed on, say, like, Discord or somewhere else, and they will go to their groomer for these experiences, not realizing that that situation is a dreadful thing that does occur, and that it's not like they don't go into that wanting sex. They get groomed into that position. Fucking stupid.
Oh.
If a child is ever claiming to like this stuff, you should look into the people they hang around or the people they live with, because something's going on, clearly.
So yeah, if anyone ever wants to, like, look into this situation a little further, Loopy, excuse me.
Oh, your tears. I feel a tear coming down.
Man, do you think it's a fucking flu going on or some shit?
I don't know, but yeah, there's probably is. It's probably a little bit of a maybe something a little like just a dry failure or like something of that nature, or I don't know. But it's not like moist or critical. It's like the opposite of that.
Evil? Moist critical?
No, I was thinking of something like dry failure. But okay.
No, critical.
I don't know.
Hang on, I got you.
Moisture.
Moist blunder? No, a freaking dry blunder. There we go. Anyways, let's go ahead and finish our fucking headache.
Predators without having to ban the faintest bit of child porn that hurts absolutely no one, not even them. The less that children are dependent on these predators for that first-hand sexual experience, or any first-hand sexual experiences that can damage or permanently tarnish their life and the way they view themselves, the less likely they'll be traumatized. The more likely they're taught how to make pancakes for breakfast, the less likely they'll end up with pancake batter all over their faces, feeling a little silly. The less that these predators have the given ability to come near children with indirect and unconditional permission by the parents of said child or children, and we're only talking about the shepherd here that we need to be more concerned about, the more that they themselves get help and get on with it in life. So they don't have to take the bullet. So that more people save their own goddamn ammo. Because I don't justify murder. Unless if it's self-defense. I'm pro-self-defense, but I'm anti-murder. So that they don't have to rot in a big white van for over 30 years. So in that way, you don't sugarcoat how sex works. So that younger children don't come running for free candy, only for them to find out the hard way on how bad your parents really are. Now, let's move on to the last chapter I actually put any effort into making original commentary in. Now, here's the least controversial commentary chapter in this entire video. As a bit to give you a little breather, cause you're probably getting intensely angry at this video. Here is why arguing that we should kill little pedos is harmful and futile, outside of it being bad and completely useless advice. It not only solves nothing, but does nothing to an actual issue, as opposed to an issue they think is the real one, instead of directly and actually addressing the real one. Oh, if you blame parents, you shouldn't have children. Maybe that's the solution. Give me a break. As long as the solution fixes all of the problem, it's all that really matters at the end of the day. Arguing that the last resort to an issue is the way to cure and solve all of it is the most pedantically retarded thing I have ever heard in my life on this issue. The problem is with the parents. It's with the government. And it's with having made child porn illegal. Cut, print, and end the fuck up. It's harmful advice because murder is worse than child rape. And I just came up with an analogy. Child rape is to murder as child porn is to self-defense. If and when it comes...
Murder is worse than child rape. So...
I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather save the murderer than the pedophile. If I had both hands on a murderer and one was a pedophile, and I have enough strength to pick them both up, I make sure my grip is on the murderer better than the fucking pedophile.
Speaking of having,
and then I make sure the pedophile falls down faster.
Speaking of having a nice firm grip on a pedophile, how's that commission coming along?
It's coming along.
I'm just saying, I can respect a murder. I can't respect a child rape. You can respect a man, like the guy who fucking shot the fucking dude who tried to kidnap his son and or was a daughter, his kid, and on live TV. That guy, or someone who brings justice to someone who the fucking justice system has failed. I mean, I'm not advocating to fucking bring justice to your own hands, but I'm just saying, what's his name? Hang on.
There is some form of you could probably justify ending a life to save a life. You can justify
a murder,
but you can't. You can never justify fucking a child. And if anyone in the world can justify fucking a child, I would like to have a word with you in the office. The office being the woods being really far away from other people.
No, we're gonna have a barbecue. It'll be a roast game.
Yeah,
except you'll be alive.
We should get a little loopy on.
With an analogy, child rape is to murder as child porn is to self-defense. If and when it comes to self-defense, actually prove that it's self-defense. Or don't, because at that point, you'd been guilty of murder, and murder is wrong. I'm not saying that child porn isn't wrong, but child rape is. How it's futile couldn't be a mystery if I outlined it for Scooby-Doo and the gang to solve. They're all useless. Predators are just as useless, or as much as the victims will become of them. After all, you're supposed to make your trauma something you can be made easily capable of moving on from with a bit of therapy and counseling and all the 9 yards. And can only mention them in passing memory, not your own degenerate and personally driven storyline to gather false sympathy or make your trauma content like some fucking trauma whore, like Hopeless Peaches. The reasons why predators exist can easily have everything else mentioned in this video. Stand up to that and those reasons alone. Now, before I go off on my rant segment and finally end this fucking video, I will highlight a key difference that everyone forgets. It's not at all hard or even remotely difficult or even impossible to prevent your kids from running to these predators for sexual dependence, all because you refused to teach your kids sex ed when they were 5 to 9 years old. It all stems from you as a parent for both the child/minor and for the parents of these predators. Now here's the rant. Holy shit, this is a long-ass video. I can't even believe that I was able to make this video. I can't even believe that I was able to dissect all the reasons why these child predators exist and how we can actually get rid of them by A, legalizing all porn, decriminalizing the not-so-harmful child porn, and separate that from the child sexual assault material that should be banned. What if we did that? Instead of just banning child porn in general, how we blame the parents for these predators existing like we should. We should also blame parents for not teaching sex ed when they're at an age long before puberty hits, to where they're capable of saying no when it matters the most. Do parents even care to say that?
Okay,
or do
Bryan,
they just not think?
CP.
Are they just fucking NPCs? They don't think for themselves? They let the government, predators, and even the child sex trafficking rings themselves think for them? Keep child porn illegal. I'm a fucking retard. I can conflate child porn with child sexual assault material or even child rape being recorded by some fucking predatory rapist loser with AIDS. It isn't that simple to those people, but it's very simple to me. They are the problem. Hey, anybody who has kids who disagrees with me, you're part of the problem. You have never taught your kids any sex ed without sugarcoating it. Because it's too inappropriate. Nothing's too inappropriate. You hear children cussing all the time. You didn't teach them to cuss. What's the fucking point? Makes no fucking difference.
That's wrong within it fucking self right there. Like you didn't teach your kids cuss. No. Children learn by watching.
Guys, I said the fuck word. I can't believe it. I have no fucking words at this point. I have no fucking words.
The payoff for all this is coming real soon. Trust me. But he sat right here, and
oh god,
he fucking says that the parents who don't engross their children into this depravity at the young tender age of 5 to 9 are the problem and should be treated like the problem. Imagine your child gets abducted, used in deplorable ways, and gets discarded into a dumpster, and you get in trouble for it.
Oh, you mean like how now they're fucking trying to charge like the parents of fucking school shooters and shit for their kids, which is fucking ridiculous and stupid.
I would say that that is ridiculous in a sense. Now, what you could charge them for would be if that was their weapon and they didn't secure it properly, but I think that's a misdemeanor. Or if that's even a charge at all, that's hard to fucking say. I don't think. No, it's not. It is definitely. You could definitely sue the parents in a civil court, but I don't know. We're not gonna get on the topic of school shooters. We'll cross that bridge later. Let's finish this.
You hear children cussing all the time. You didn't teach them to cuss. What's the fucking point? makes no fucking difference. You make no fucking difference as to getting rid of these fucking child predators. If anything, predators are the symptom of the problem, and you people are the problem. Parents, the government, these child sex trafficking rings, these predators and pedophiles, you're all part of the same problem that you contribute to. And I will literally block anybody that tries to call me a pedophile, tries to call me pro-pedo, tries to call for any unjust or undue murder or harm towards me for hurting your fucking precious feelings. If pancake batter matters to you the most, pick a wall and stick to it. I don't fucking care anymore. Pick a wall and fucking stick to it. I'm almost 25 years old and I know for a fact that I'm right. I know for a fact that I'm right. I'm not gonna tolerate anybody's bullshit. I'm too old for this shit. I'm not even in my 30s and I know that I'm too old for this shit. Alright? This is the last time I'll ever have any conversation with any of you fucking anti-CP retards and pro-pedo This is the one thing that I will say, and I will say towards anybody that dares to try and troll me, or fuck with me, or claim that I'm full of shit and not back it up with any fucking evidence or reason. Pick a wall and fucking stick to it. Alright, that's the end of the fucking rant segment. Now let's conclude this video. In conclusion, that's the truth about child predators, and I have illustrated and outlined every single way to get rid of them properly, in a safe and non-abusive way, and finally, in a way where parents can actually take responsibility for themselves at the end of the day, so that we don't have to. People in the furry community, people in other communities, even when we're degenerates, have no say in what happens to that child. We have no say what happens to children or grooming victims. But at the end of the day, nothing else really matters. Thank you all for watching this.
Okay, what, Vapor?
What was the point of making this video if he said the furry community has no fucking bearings to talk about what a child should be exposed to?
I have no fucking clue.
The worst part of this entire video is how he compared child porn to making pancake batter, and then proceeded to talk about the pancake batter getting splashed all over children's faces. That was my least favorite part of this entire video.
I make vaporwave, and now I want to make blood happen all over.
Yeah, but
how the fuck did I get to this point?
It's infuriating, isn't it? And he has the gall to sit right there and say anybody who questions him or wants to troll him or wants to freaking talk about this, that he's too old for it. I know I'm right. I know I'm right.
Bryan Mullins needs to get into a fucking car accident so he can learn that he is not indestructible.
Maybe.
Bryan Mullins needs to fucking break a limb, lose his house, get raped in the fucking back alley by several black men.
Jesus.
Thrown out to the dumpster, and then shot 3 times and survive, and then realize that he doesn't know shit. And then when he fucking realizes he doesn't know shit, God himself comes down and beats him with his own cross, and then throws him to purgatory because hell's too good for him.
Aw, damn. That would be... That'd be a lot to get into. That's for damn sure. I have strong feelings about Bryan Mullins The Fox and his takes as they were. But I honestly...
If I ever see this man, it's on site. No joke, it's on site.
I will sum up what Spaz is saying. I want a Fed post, but I'm not.
It's on site.
I have to put my trust in a higher power that the correct outcome will occur. And the only thing I can do is to make people aware of the situation and let be what be.
Dear God, today we pray that Bryan Mullins gets a stroke.
I'm not gonna pray for someone to get a stroke. I pray for God's will to be
I
done.
think God will hear me out.
Yeah, time for you to embrace your Joshua Graham arc. It's time for you to.
Dear God,
I
who are in heaven,
just took the
hallowed be thy
bandages
name.
off, Zeno.
Time to sin.
Please give Bryan Mullins a brain aneurysm that fixes his retardation, and then in his moment of clarity, with all his family members around him gathering to see his final moments,
Okay, Vapor, chill.
leave him to die alone.
We're gonna end it here.
Sentences, man.
What, Zeno?
Play the song,
I'm
Spaz.
just gonna say, I hereby sentence this man to eat one meal made by Hoodways. No notes of that guy
Nuclear
is. Look into
pancakes.
him if you want to see gross cooking videos.
Oh God. Oh, well, we might. Okay, so we have some other stuff coming down the line. As soon as Vapor is done with a little picture-rooney, and I do some more tinker-rooney on I'm tinkering on a video. It's gonna be a shit post for at Empress's expense. It's gonna be neat. It's gonna be funny. I think it's funny. I almost laughed myself like sideways, like hearing a little snippet of it when I got finished editing it. So look forward to that. It's nothing new. He's been reading all day about various different things. If he would just take the time to stop, he probably wouldn't be in the situation, but he dug his hole way too deep. And I'm not throwing down any more rope. No one should throw him any more rope. I think people have thrown him enough rope in the past, like,
I hope
6
the
months.
Kiwi Farm finds them too.
I mean, they might, but
Okay.
Yeah, I hope no one sends them that video or anything.
So you
how does
two,
this affect you personally?
So you two, I have a question for you. After this, are you ready to go back to the fanfic?
Of course.
Please, I would rather read Bruce's fanfic than to ever hear Bryan Mullins talk again. I will give Bruce a big old smooch on the cheek to make me read more fanfictions than to ever hear Bryan Mullins ever suggest anything ever again.
I would literally rather read any fanfiction ever written down, and I mean any of them, than listen to this guy.
And that speaks volumes.
I would rather eat a bag of potato chips.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and deafen. If you guys want to dip out, I can talk to y'all a little bit later. I'm going to go ahead and end this.
Yeah, well, we're just being Xenoserver diffusion.
Okay. Yeah, I'll see you in a minute.
Alright. Ciao.
Okay. So, I know this stream, for those who are currently watching and or maybe watching in the future, I know this stream was a little off the walls. We had some laughs, but mostly our teeth have been grinding the stumps from gritting them so much. But I want you to know that even though it's kind of like rough out there, and you may be going through something a little bit, on the harsher side of things, that the best way to get through it is just to go through it. Sometimes you have to put your head down and keep moving forward. Because if you turn around and try to bite at something or yell at someone, then you're just going to be wasting time that could have been spent moving forward further up. And one day the rain's going to clear out. You're going to be on top of the mountain, and you can look at all the progress you made. But you won't get there any faster if you spend all your time trying to bicker at people. Now, I probably am not the best example of that. But if someone gives you shit, just take it in stride if you can. Remember, the only person in control of you is you. And that's something that I guess some of us struggle with And if you need to hear that, I'm glad you heard it. So we're going to play a song, and we're going to get out of here. Y'all have a nice night, and God bless America.